Before we begin, please press the like button and the subscribe button. Welcome in, everyone. So today, we've got a super practical explainer lined up for you. We're going to treat this like a mini masterclass on optimizing your schedule. We're taking something you probably look at literally every single day, and we're turning it into a highly tuned productivity engine.
Doing that genuinely helps us keep bringing you these deep dive explainers week after week. So, a huge thank you for your support on that.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We have absolutely all felt that sinking feeling, right? You open up your schedule on a Monday morning and boom, you are just met with a total wall of chaos. Back-to-back meetings, project deadlines, personal errands, it could honestly feel super overwhelming. But what if just looking at your schedule didn't immediately induce panic? What if it could actually feel calm, organized, and totally under your control?
Section 1. Taming your busy work week. All right, so to understand how we actually get to that state of Zen, we first need to look at the foundation. Taming your work week really starts with having the right tools. And for a massive chunk of us out there, especially if you're rocking the remote or hybrid life, that tool is Google Calendar. When you use it right, it brings some serious advantages that honestly make it an absolute industry standard. We're talking seamless team collaboration, integrated video conferencing because invites just sync right up with Google Meet, client booking to kill those endless email chains, automated reminders, and a completely centralized ecosystem. It is a total powerhouse.
Let's zoom in on that collaboration piece for a second. If you've ever tried scheduling a meeting with, say, 5 really busy people, you know it's basically like herding cats. But by overlaying multiple schedules, you can instantly spot mutual availability without that super messy back and forth. Plus, tweaking those access permissions for viewing and editing, that drastically cuts down on confusion and weird scheduling errors across your whole team.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the platform kind of acts as the main brain for your entire workflow. It's a truly centralized ecosystem. It automatically pulls in stuff from Gmail, like, flight bookings or room reservations, syncs them right up with your meetings, and even uses smart time zone conversions. Seriously, for remote workers and anyone dealing with global clients, that time zone feature all by itself is a massive, massive headache reliever.
Section 2. The expanded color palette.
So the foundation is obviously solid, but recently, organizing all those events just got a major, major upgrade. In a recent blog post, Google finally addressed a long-standing request from businesses and personal users. We desperately needed more customizability. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer contrast between where we were and where we are now. Before this update, we were super restricted. You literally only had 11 predefined colors to categorize your life. Kind of limiting for a complex workflow, right? Well, the new upgrade completely changes the game. You now start with 24 default colors plus, and this is the real kicker, a custom RGB color picker.
Yep, you are reading that right. 200. With that new RGB tool, you can now mix and match up to 200 custom event colors. And this huge expansion works everywhere, whether you're using the Calendar's API, the main website, or the mobile apps. Think about that. 200 different ways to uniquely identify, sort, and prioritize your daily grind. And hey, don't worry about this being locked behind some crazy, expensive enterprise paywall. This feature is actually on by default and completely customizable for every single user. It's rolling out across the board right now. Google Workspace customers, Workspace individual subscribers, and yes, even if you're just using a completely free personal Google account.
Section 3. Strategies for Chromatic Productivity.
Okay, having a bazillion colors is fantastic, but, a tool is only as good as how you actually use it. So let's shift gears from the tech specs to the practical stuff. How do we actually use these colors for some real cognitive relief? Well, let's move to and see how this builds a really solid 4-step framework for fine-tuning your schedule. If you want to turn these colors into real, actionable productivity, here's the playbook. Adopt visual categorization, create color labels, assign urgent colors, and sync up with your branding.
So step 1 is all about visual events categorization. You really want to build a definitive company color key. Just think about the visual hierarchy this creates for a second. If you know that literally every custom light blue block on your calendar is a client pitch, and every royal blue block is an internal sync, you can grasp the exact rhythm of your day in one single glance. You don't even have to read the text. It's like a map for your day. Step 2 takes that collaboration just a little bit further. By setting up color labels, you make sure that when you share those primary calendars, specifically with folks who have the Make Changes to Events permission, everyone interprets those colors exactly the same way. This is basically how you stop miscommunication dead in its tracks, because if everyone knows that a specific shade of mint green means a finalized project, nobody is going to accidentally move it or overwrite it. Make sense?
Now for step 3, and honestly, this one is my absolute favorite. You need to assign your urgent colors. Dive into that custom picker and find some highly visible accent colors. Think a blinding bright coral or maybe an electric neon shade. You're going to use these exclusively for urgent tasks or high priority deadlines. The idea is when you open your calendar, you want these crucial items to literally pop off the screen so nothing critical ever slips through the cracks.
Finally, step 4 is for the businesses and professionals out there who want a truly polished look. You can actually sync your calendar directly with your corporate branding. So if your company has strict brand guidelines, just grab your exact brand hex codes, drop them right into the event color customization picker, and boom, suddenly you've got a super sleek, perfectly aligned interface. It is a tiny touch, but it makes your digital workspace feel incredibly professional. So, the crucial point is exactly what this quote from our source material highlights. The real endgame here isn't just to make your calendar look pretty, as nice as that is. By leaning into these modern tools, you can actively streamline your task management and massively reduce your cognitive overload. You are essentially letting the colors do the heavy lifting and all the thinking for you. Which leaves us with one final thought for you to chew on. Have you explored the potential of the new Google Calendar event colors yet? Now that you've got literally 200 custom shades right at your fingertips and a solid strategy to apply them, your schedule really doesn't have to be a source of stress anymore. It can be a vibrant, visually intuitive roadmap for your entire day. So, go open up your calendar, pick your power colors, and take back control of your work week.